Hello everyone and welcome back to an episode of Total War Warhammer 3. During the turn between this and the last episode, Hrothgar began his siege of Carag Orud, which apparently we can survive 39 turns of attrition from, but I doubt that he will wait that long to assault us. Over here we have the territory we recently claimed from the dwarves, with an elf making his way up and down, along with a couple of orcs which we are allied with momentarily. Though how long that will remain the case, I do not know. In our capital here we have King Rakash pushing up. Now we have an interesting quandary because Rakash's army won't beat Hrothgar's on its own. But Hrothgar has presented us with an interesting opportunity. He has moved towards Khalida, leaving Granite Massif and his way back into this territory exposed. So instead of going for Rosetta, I'm actually going to order the march towards Granite Massif. Now this will do one of two things, I think. This will either pull Hrothgar back to guard Granite Massif, or he will keep besieging it, and maybe we just ignore Granite Massif and try and sandwich him between two of our armies. Who knows how that'll work out? I certainly don't, but I think that is the new revised plan. Now, with the Doomglade being one of our border cities, I am going to invest in the upgrade to the walls, but also the upgrade to the chariots and artillery buildings, because extra stuff is good, I think, is where I come down on that one. Alright, we rolled the turn, and let's have a look at what happened. Khalida received the plague. Shite. That's extra attrition. We really don't care about it by the look of it. What is our chance of beating this army? It says valiant defeat. Okay. And how far away is Rakash? He's at least a turn away. So here's the plan. We're going to march on Granite Massif. We're going to take that. That should be a decisive victory. It is indeed. We will occupy it. And now Hrothgar is trapped. But I hold no illusions that it is a fragile... no delusions. It is a fragile trap. This army here should not be able to deal with Hrothgar on its own. But it might just have to do that for the time being. We don't have the ability to recruit another lord just yet. And our other army over here that is guarding the border under King Jenna is still recruiting. It may look like it stopped, but that is only momentary. We are going to give it some skeleton chariots and bulk it up with some spearmen for some anti-large. And I think that will round out that army quite nicely. Take a quick look at our settlements. Is there anything else to upgrade? Not here. I'm not going to bother with upgrading this territory just yet because, quite frankly, we can't hold it. But, you know, that'll be something that we deal with another time. Rakash has leveled up, so we are going to give him... Sun-Scorched Bones. We want his infantry, given that they're poor quality, to hold up as well as possible. And then we'll see what Hrothgar does at the end of the turn. Okay. We have a choice. Splendid structures. The cities of Nehekara are without compare in their scale and grandeur. However, time ravages stone just the same as flesh, and now our buildings are badly in need of restoration. Upon which of them should we focus our endeavours? We're going to go with improve our cities, because we don't have many military buildings we can actually improve right now. And if we are able to drive the lizard back, we'll have a lot of cities and infrastructure over the next 10 turns that we will be upgrading. Other notable things that happened as we rolled the turn over. These orcs decided that they wanted to be on my bad side. Now we'll see what they do, but this army here, under King Jenna, with the chariots, with the carrion, should be able to deal with the savage orcs without, I would hope, too much trouble. We can see that Findle has left our lands, which is good, to put it mildly, and that Kropgar has continued his siege. Which means only one thing. We have the chance to bring both of our armies to bear against him, and we are going to do just that. 1 minute 51 for reinforcements. It says it will be a Pyrrhic victory, and I have very little reason to doubt it. But we are going to go onto the battlefield, and we are going to fight it. We are going to reclaim this territory for Nehekara and banish the lizards from our lands once and for all. The plan is as follows. We have hidden the majority of forces in the trees here to keep them shielded from unfriendly eyes. Behind the lizardman lines, we have a unit of carrion and a unit of sepulchral stalkers. Either they will pick off some stragglers, draw some attention away from us, or they shall simply join up with the main force, giving us a better fighting chance when Khalida does arrive. Beyond the Lizardman army, in plain view and looking to land some harassment, I have our cavalry archers and our basic cavalry set up to run as much distraction and attention grabbing as possible. It's not going to be an easy fight. We are going to struggle. That much I can almost guarantee, but we're going to do our best. This force here has to buy nearly 2 minutes of time. And so that's what we are going to try and do with it. I'm going to fly the carrion along here, just in case they draw attention to the sepulchral stalkers. Looks like the Casket of Souls is doing its work, but that's mildly problematic. I should have turned its fire at will off, because I didn't want them to know I was there. I didn't want them to start focusing on us in the trees. I'm going to pull some cavalry up here, just to keep the threat ever present in their minds. I'm quite happy, though, with the damage that the Casket of Souls is doing. I mean, if it's going to do damage, I would like it to focus on the Blessed Temple Guard. I'm hoping that the stalkers over here, hidden as they are, will be able to wreak some havoc. But I'm not going to commit them until I know where the cavalry are, etc. So far, we're doing a very good job in buying time. I need to turn the unit information tab off. There we go. Alright, you can see that our archers over here are getting some slow but steady damage down. Again, we're going to focus the Temple Guard. Any damage that can be done to the Temple Guard before the lines officially clash, as far as I'm concerned, is a good thing. Alright, they've managed to find us, but we are 6 seconds away from Khalida's forces arriving, and we have managed to split the enemy up. So in that regard, things are beginning to look rather good for us. Alright, now that we've got new troops on the field, I'm going to quickly pause. I don't normally pause, but this is an important fight, so I'm going to do it. And we are going to group up the stuff that belongs to this army's infantry line here on one, and we're going to start pushing them out of the trees now. We're going to have the archers in that army, which I think is this one. Yep. Focus them. And we're going to have the Nehekara horsemen swing wide onto the flank now. With Jenna coming up with the infantry line. Not out of the trees just yet, I don't want him to present a target. Now, with everything coming onto the battlefield, I'm going to immediately just halt these, put them on fire at will. I don't want them doing anything. And we are going to group the Sepulchral Stalkers up and put them over on one flank. We're going to have the Tomb Scorpions here push up to the front, and we are going to retreat our Spellcaster because we don't want to lose him. Our infantry line now is going to form a nice solid block. And our archers behind them to begin target firing. We will guard the archers with the Necropolis Knights and the Ushabti. Okay, things are beginning to look slightly better for us. We've split the enemy in multiple directions now. And you can see that they're beginning to refocus as well. Their aim is towards Khalida and the Necrotect rather than the army that was on the field initially. And we want to keep it that way. Now, I'm going to take this opportunity to try and swamp down some of these units. Gonna get the Nehekara horsemen here to try and engage these horned ones next time they charge. And over here, our Tomb Scorpions are in combat. I'm gonna send Khalida over. I'm gonna immediately heal that Tomb Scorpion. And I'm gonna start putting the Necropolis Knights forward. The Chameleon Stalkers. I don't want to lose the Tomb Scorpions, but they are in a rough spot right now. Oh, the Ushabti Greatbow is pushed up way too far. Where's my spellcaster? Let's get an immediate spell down to help them. Drop the AoE armor debuff here as well. But first, I'm going to give a Jaff's Incantation Blades to our infantry and push our infantry up. We are taking quite the battering, but we do now have Sepulchral Stalkers in position behind the lines. We've lost the Tomb Scorpion, that's okay, it can be re-recruited. Now that the Tomb Scorpion has gathered them up, we're going to use the catapults to focus them, and we're also going to get the incantation of the Skull Storm down in the back line, hoping that it won't friendly fire too much. We're going to heal some of our Tomb Scorpions up because we don't want to lose them. And we're going to get our archers to focus on Krogar up the front here. Now, is there anything going on over here? It looks like we lost 2 units of our cavalry because I wasn't paying attention. This army here needs to move up. It's way too far away right now. And it looks like we're going to need to push some stuff up here as well. Let's get the Cascade of Souls firing back into the fight. Let's get a Venom Wave on Khalida up. I'm just going to try and AoE this down at this point. And the Sepulchral Stalkers need to start focusing as well. Don't want Sep to join. We're going to AoE down with the Legions of Asaph here. We're going to pop the leadership buff that Khalida has and drop the armor debuff that our wizard has. And with those things, I think honestly this should begin to become quite the rout. I'm going to cancel my catapults firing. Don't want any more friendly fire than is strictly speaking necessary. I'm going to get the Sepulchral Stalkers to target here. And the Ushabti to come in and clean this flank up with the Horsemen and King Jenna.
Sacrifice them!
I think with this looking as doomed as it is for them now, you know, that we should begin to see some pretty good results, but I can see that we have a unit of Saurus Spears rallying in that's going to hit the back line. I need to get my Necropolis Knights out of there, so... I mean, anything can be re-recruited. It's not that it can't, so that's not the problem. The problem, of course, is that you lose veterancy, and veterancy can be very important in terms of how effective your units end up being.
The queen moves.
Gonna pull Khalida away from Krotkar because I don't want to lose her. I'm gonna put her in this fight with the Chameleon Stalkers that rallied. Although at this point it's more about just preventing the re-rallies than anything else. The Blessed Temple Guard here is going to get hit by a Legions of Asaph, but I think that the battle is at this point over. Now, I am going to use what's left of my cavalry forces to attempt to mop some of this up. Let my archers shoot, etc. And I'll see you guys on the campaign map. Okay, what did we learn? Well, we learnt that the Ushabti Great Bows shouldn't be in the front line. Ushabti Great Bows shouldn't be in the front line. And that I do have a tendency to miss micro things in very large battles. However, we will take the extra army replenishment. We have broken the siege. And that is one very badly damaged army that Krotkar has. What we can do now, though, is we can immediately recruit Regiment of Renown, Ushabti Great Bows, into our forces. We can move King Rakash into reinforcement range, and we can chase down Krotkar. And we're going to do it. We might take some losses, but I'm hoping that with appropriate micro of Sepulchral Stalkers, Catapults, and Archers, we will be able to mitigate the losses that it's saying we will take. However, that remains to be seen. The terrain looks relatively straightforward. Our reinforcements are coming in from the same side, not the opposite side this time, which will be very helpful. Okay, so this is what we've got. Let's see. I'm going to put the Sepulchral Stalkers near the front. I'm going to retreat my Tomb Scorpions a little bit. Not too much, though, because we'll get them healed up off the get-go. We're going to put our Mage at the back, along with our very badly wounded unit of Tomb Guard that can't regenerate. Get the Archers in a nice line, along with the Ushabti Great Bows. Get the Ushabti up the front. Put the Necropolis Knights to guard the Archers, but, you know, again, I'm not sure if we'll actually do anything with them. We'll get the Hekara Warriors towards the back. Spread our Tomb Guard out, and put our Tomb Scorpions there with them. The Sepulchral Stalkers are going to be very important. They're very good Lord Snipers. They're just quite strong in general, really. But I don't think we're going to need the reinforcements here. They're just going to show up for a good time. Let's get this show on the road. First thing I'm going to try to do, take out the Blessed Horn ones with the Sepulchral Stalkers. We immediately eat a spell, which is mildly concerning. Okay, maybe that was not the play. Let's try and get them out of there before we lose them, I guess. They're not taking too much damage, and they did bait the enemy lines forward, which is what we wanted them to do. You can see that the artillery is coming down and landing now. once the arrows start flying, that's when we're really going to start laying in the punishment here. I'm going to get the Ushabti to come forward and just pull the pressure off of my forces. I'm going to get all of my archers to give Krotkar a warm welcome to the battle. And I'm going to blast a unit of Temple Guard with Khalida's shrapnel spell. Alright, now that the Ushabti are in combat and routing the Blessed Horned Ones, we're going to keep focus firing down Krotkar, who very nearly died before he even made it to the fight. We're then going to take the liberty of casting the Remove Armor spell, along with Jaff's incantation of Cursed Blades on Overcast onto High Queen Khalida, and we're going to hit this infantry clump that's moving into our forces any second now with a Legions of Asaph. Okay, with Krotkar now dead, we're going to retarget our archers. We are friendly firing our Tomb Guard a lot, I am aware of this. We are going to need to cast a Restore onto the Ushabti and get the army-wide heal by giving the spells that we have remaining a cast. Dropping the Helm of Discord here. Now, what I'm hoping is that we will be able to see the Wizard Hero and begin sniping that down. But I am a little bit worried because our Ushabti are beginning to crumble and they are in a fight with Temple Guard. Temple Guard, of course, are halberd infantry and therefore pretty good versus almost everything I field. You know, I'm hoping we won't lose the Ushabti because, well, we have reinforcements, you know? The good news is that I have put High Queen Khalida in there. She can buff up their leadership. And I think a singular cast at this point of the Legions of Asaph, combined with the Casket of Souls and the Screaming Skull Catapult, and, well, just about everything else, should be able to swing the battle in our favour. Moving in the Tomb Scorpions again now, just to consolidate our victory, and indeed it does look like that was the case. We did chase them down, so there's no point in running them. They are all dead. We're going to end this battle here. We are once again going to take the replenishment. Although maybe we shouldn't have. And then what we're going to do is we're going to risk the plague here. And I'm going to trade these 2 units to Khalida and move Rakash back towards our own territory. Now, the reason I did that was to give Khalida a little bit more in the way of army strength, artillery-wise, with the Casket of Souls, and decrease her reliance on constructs. But that does also mean that I will need, at some point, another Necrotect to help buff up something in another army. For now, however, we are going to, at the Doomed Blade, we are going to recruit Simudes to put into King Rakash's army. Let's get a hero in there. That sounds good to me. And now that we have dealt with the threat, I feel very comfortable beginning to spend some of our hard-earned spoils on upgrading this territory. Because we are about to take it back. our recruitment here is going to take another turn, so let's spend our skill points. We're going to get Blessing of the Asp. Any max rank archers are going to do more damage, have more missile resistance, and have more ammunition. Our Necrotect is going to get a point in Tomb Strike. And our Wizard, our Lich Priest, is going to get Magical Reserves and Arcane Conduit because, well, our spellcasting capacity has been a little limited. Rakash is going to get himself Sun-Scorched Bones again, because he is going to be a mainly melee army, but he does have another point, so we are going to put that into Returned in Madness. We're going to make him a little bit stronger. Okay, we're going to roll the turn, or perhaps a couple of turns, depending on what's going to happen, and we're going to roll back towards the Lizard territory and start taking the fight to them now that our border in the mountains is secured.
You have nothing to offer me but your death.
Ah, now that you've lost, you want a peace treaty. Well, to your peace treaty, I say no. You had your chance.
Rise again.
I reign.
Alright, so we have completed another dynasty. This means that we can recruit another army. And we are going to do so. We are going to get Head Tweet, or whatever his name is, back. Toxa the Experimenter, I'm not sure what he thinks he's going to do, but sure. We'll garrison him in Lemia for now. And we are going to, well, we can't recruit anything else right now because we haven't spent the money. But I am going to order an apprenticeship of Becca, get ourselves another Necrotect for Rakash's army, into which we will momentarily be recruiting a Tomb Scorpion. I'm moving Rakash now, sending Simudes. We'll call him Simon. Simudes. I think that's how you say it. The Tomb Prince, and they are going to take out this garrison and reclaim Rosetra, which we will immediately throw another upgrade into. But in doing so, we now have access to the recruitment that we did not previously have access to. So we can get ourselves a Ushabti Greatbow. We can get ourselves a Tomb Scorpion. We can re-recruit a unit of the archers. And to round out the army, we will be including a Necrotect. So that is his recruitment done for this turn. Now, in this army, we are going to get the chariots, 2 units of archers. Actually, I think what we'll do is we will boot a unit of swords, a unit of spears even, from this army. And we'll recruit the other archers into Rakash's force, which leaves him with 19 out of 20 because of the Necrotech. And then we will put a unit of Carrion and just begin bulking this army out with skeletons for the time being. Lamia has upgraded, but we can't build anything right now. We can't build the Nehikaran Citadel, but I think what we would probably do is the Necrosphinx statue and the Hierotitan statue, at least in the short term, when we can get ourselves some more funds. For this turn, Khalida is going to
Come then.
regenerate. She has taken quite a lot of attrition with the plague, And Jenna is going to move himself towards Ornery Foe Spike. Because the orcs decided to spit on my charitable measures and declare war on me anyway, and up with that I will not put. So,
Address me as your
we will
highness.
give our Tomb Prince the Indomitable Will, some extra leadership.
Land of the
We will
dead.
give Rakash... what do we give Rakash? I think we'll give him ceremonial bandages. We'll just go with the boring missile resistance so he can take a bit more being shot at if necessary. We don't want to upgrade any of these buildings right now, but we do want to issue the growth command for now. That is growth, right? Yeah. Okay. We have the choice between a monument to Kassar and a monument to Geheb, and we have more infantry, so we are going to go with Geheb. We've got the extra capacity for Necrotex now, so I am going to grab ourselves the priesthood of Jaff. Yeah, we can't get anything else, so we're just going to get ourselves an extra Lich Priest now, even though it costs us a bit of money.
The goddess wills it.
And then
So
Khalida...
it shall be.
Khalida is going to go to Marat
Kill all.
and conquer it.
Vengeance.
And then we have attained 3 provinces. We are beginning to well and truly re-establish our empire.
Legions rise.
Jenna, for now, is going to continue to chase Vicious Gobspit.
Greatest dynasty.
And I think that is where we're going to leave today's episode. We were able to track down and climactically eliminate the lizardmen foes that have been giving us so much trouble. We have re-established all of our territory, and we are now in position not only to guard our borders from the Skaven, but also to begin pushing back and re-establishing our empire. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.